Milwaukee is very different than when I lived in Washington, D.C., but also I think still embodies what I like so much about being there, which is there's things to do, places to go, new things to experience all the time. And DC was that. It was a great place to be young, great place to start a career and to learn a lot. But I love the quality of life that Milwaukee allows. I love that my family is back here, and I love that I'm in a place that I truly feel a connection to. And so I'm happy to be back here, and we have these ways that people participate, and that's a tradition I think people have kept up, is how they participate in Milwaukee, and I love that. We're huge supporters of Irish Fest and love going to it, and that's a family tradition, and I think that stands a lot for people in Milwaukee, that they have traditions of things they go to. Participating in Milwaukee is really important to me because it is what makes Milwaukee great. If people didn't participate, we wouldn't put on festivals, and we wouldn't have so much for people to do and to experience. And so it's important for me to show up to support our cultural organizations and Milwaukee's festivals and happenings. Where I don't think we've done the best is really making sure we are supporting and going out to our local museums and institutions. There are more than 14 museums in Milwaukee. You know, everyone seems to know the big ones, and there's the small ones like Charles Alice and Villa Terrace, and the Jewish Museum, the Chattanooga Museum of Yesteryear. And I really want to make sure that people realize how many great assets we have here and are taking advantage of it, because we are a lucky city, and I just don't think people know about and take advantage of all we have here. My fondest memory growing up in Milwaukee was the annual Great Circus Parade. It was a tradition of our family, and I couldn't wait till I could get older and sleep on the streets and be a part of the whole tradition. But my mom and her family rode in the parade every year, and we really had a love for the Great Circus Parade, and so I loved every year in July when it would come down the streets of Milwaukee and the 40-horse hitch would go by, and it's something I miss, and I hope someday it can come back, because it's truly some of my favorite memories of a Milwaukee summer. So people often know that Billy the Brownie, who is a historical figure, if you will, here in Milwaukee, is something close to my heart. Billy was created by a department store to help promote the annual holiday parade, which is one of the biggest events in Milwaukee every year. And it was something that children waited to hear or to see every year, but to hear on the radio was a big deal between Thanksgiving and Christmas each year. One of the children that listened every year very patiently and very excitedly was my grandfather. So he shared that kind of Billy the Brownie spirit with my family, with my mother, who then brought it down to me. So if there was a bell ringing about bedtime in my house during Christmas, it was definitely Billy. Let me tell you, I went to bed well that night because I wanted Billy to tell Santa that I should be on the good list. So Billy holds a place in my heart because it was something that was very much alive in my house growing up, and I hope that people continue to share Billy's story because I think it is a tradition of Milwaukee that is truly just fun and joyful. So behind me is MKE, and that is, of course, the initials for Milwaukee Airport, and short for this city. However, these are also known as the Laverne and Shirley letters, and they hung on City Hall until 1989. So they were there for decades, spelling out messages to Milwaukeeans, or to welcome home the troops, or to welcome a convention to town. And there's 126 plus punctuation, and they became most famous when used on the opening credits of Laverne and Shirley when it said "Welcome to Milwaukee." So we have a program here where, for a donation, people can utilize the letters when they have event rentals here, and then we use that money to continue to restore all the letters until all 126 are done. So during the holiday season, you'll usually find joy out on Kilbourne through our windows, so you can find joy at the Milwaukee County Historical Society.